Hey friends, welcome back to Acre Homestead. Welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Becky and today we're going to be making homemade chocolate sauce. I make this for two reasons. The main reason I make it for me is I like to put it in my coffee in the morning, and I like to make my coffees kind of like a homemade mocha. My husband and I really don't go out to coffee very often. It's definitely a special treat when we do. So when I have this on hand, I feel like I can make myself some special coffee and I don't have to go run to the coffee shop and pay the premium prices. The second reason why I make it is because my husband, he likes ice cream and he likes to put chocolate sauce on his ice cream. So instead of buying the stuff in the container that has ingredients that I don't want in our house, I like to make it myself so that I can control the ingredients, and it's so easy. So the first thing I did is I just put 4 tablespoons of butter in my pot, and we are gonna make the chocolate sauce on the stove in a pot. I turned this pot on before we started talking, and that's why it is bubbling so much. I will have the full written recipe down in the description box. It is at scratchpantry.com if you want to check that out. Once this is fully melted, we're going to add the next ingredients. So the next thing we're going to do is add 1 cup of milk. My milk is frozen right now, so I have half and half, so I'm going to add that. But the actual written recipe has milk in it. So this recipe can be a little bit adapted if you need it to. Then we're going to add 1 cup of sugar. And we're going to have this sugar dissolve with the milk and the butter. I did turn my stove down just a little bit. Once the sugar's dissolved, we're going to add 1 cup of cocoa powder. Whenever I buy chocolate, I do prefer to try to find fair trade chocolate. Now we're going to mix this in until it's all well combined. Now we're going to take this off the heat. Now that we have our chocolate sauce off the heat, we need to add a few more ingredients. Anytime you are cooking with chocolate, sugar, almost any food group, you want to add a little bit of salt to help balance the flavor. So I'm going to add a good pinch of Redmond's real salt, and this is my new favorite salt. So if you're interested in this salt, I'll link it down below. It has all the trace minerals left in it, and it is a local US mined salt. So now that we have our salt in there, we're going to mix that up and make sure that salt dissolves in that warmth. We have some homemade vanilla, and I'm going to add probably a tablespoon. That recipe doesn't call for that much, but I like a lot of vanilla. We're going to mix that in. Anytime you add vanilla extract, if it's homemade or not homemade, you want to make sure you take it off the heat when you add it to things, because it can evaporate if you add it to the heat. So we're just going to mix that in. And there you have it. That's homemade chocolate sauce. It is that easy. Now we need to give it a taste test just to make sure it doesn't need any more salt or vanilla. This is so much better than any store-bought chocolate sauce you could bake. Very adaptable. The one thing I love about making chocolate sauce is it's extremely adaptable. You can't really go wrong unless you burn it. I've made it with brown sugar instead of white sugar. I've reduced the sugar to make more of like a dark chocolate sauce. I've increased the butter to make it more like a really fudgy, thick sauce. Because when this cools, it will thicken up, and you can kind of play around and find the ratios for you. If you like your chocolate sauce sweeter, you could add more sugar. If you like it less sweet, add less sugar. If you wanted to use maple syrup, you could use maple syrup. You could use coconut milk, you could use almond milk. I don't know why you couldn't use an alternative milk. I have never used an alternative milk, but I don't see why it wouldn't turn out. How I store my chocolate sauce is I just put it in a pint container, and then I just put a lid on it. And I store this in the refrigerator. This lasts for about 2 weeks in the refrigerator. I haven't had any problems with it going bad if you eat it within 2 weeks. This one recipe fits perfectly in a pint jar, which is 2 cups. I try not to make this all the time because it's supposed to be a special treat, and if it's made, then it will get eaten because I don't want it to go bad, and it's so good. So I hope you give this a try. Like I said, the recipe is on scratchpantry.com. I hope you guys give this a try. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you know any family or friends that would like to know how to make homemade chocolate sauce, consider sharing this video. If you're new around here, consider subscribing, or you can go watch some of my other videos over here if you want to go check those out. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys!